What's up guys, Simply Coco here and welcome back to my channel. So today we are building in Evergreen Harbor once again. This is the world that came with the new expansion pack, Eco Lifestyle. So today I'm doing my very first community space renovation, or I guess remodel, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, as you can see, this is obviously a speed build. It's going to be a longer speed build today. It's about 34-5-ish minutes. Reason being is because I went ahead and did all 4 of the lots. So with this type of lot, you have the community space, which is what I'm working on now. This is the default space before your Sims go and vote. And then the ones that they can vote on that this lot can turn into is a community garden, a marketplace, and a makerspace. So right now I'm working on the default lot, which is it's just called a community space. And right now I'm building in the Conifer Station neighborhood, but I do eventually move it to the Port Promise neighborhood, just because I had this idea of doing like a shipping container yard, and the Port Promise is more suited for the whole shipping container vibe. So this lot is also going to be a part of the Eco Lifestyle save file that I'm doing with a bunch of other simmers. One simmer, her name's Cassandra, she reached out to me on Facebook, and she is kind of the ahead of the whole thing. And of course, once I have all their socials and their YouTubes and stuff like that, so and more videos that come out for the save file, I will drop those in the description box, and you can check out some of their builds. But the save file will be coming out early, like the first week of July, so not too much longer to wait. But like I said, this build is a part of that. And me and Cassandra, she had the Port Promise community space a lot, and I had this one, and then we eventually switched because, again, the whole shipping container thing kind of suits itself more to Port Promise, and then what she wanted to do suited more for this area, which is in Conifer Station, like I said. So yeah, as you can see, I'm pretty much almost done. I just popped some debug shipping containers in, and then that red shipping container off to the right is actually one that your Sims can actually go in. I furnished it as if it was a teen hangout, so like maybe this shipping yard, like, you're not supposed to go in there, but teens kind of find themselves in here all the time, and they kind of turn that shipping container into just a little hangout. So right now I'm pulling out a whole bunch of debug objects that I am going to eventually put into the teen hangout. So there's like some fizzy drinks on the ground that they're not going to stay there. I was just pulling them out to put in the teen hangout. And then I pulled out these cars from debug. The tires were great. So I know it doesn't really look funny. It looks natural actually, but you wouldn't think to put like plants and flowers and grass on concrete. But like, if you think of an old rundown place or something like that, you know, or old concrete that's like chipped and cracked, you know, plants and grass, and not really plants, but like wild flowers or grass would grow out of the cracks. So that's why I've put like the daisies down, because I imagine like they just kind of grew through the cracks of the concrete over time. But as you can see, I am inside of the teen hangout now. So the hardest part about it was figuring out the lighting, just because I didn't want to put ceiling lights, because that didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Like, where would these teens know how to hook up these ceiling lights? Like, where would the electricity be connected to, and all of this? So I just put some candles around. I think I don't end up leaving that little thing, but I put one of the debug lamps that your Sims can fabricate. I think I do end up leaving those hexagon looking lights on the wall, because I figured those could be like the kind of lights that you put in like a closet or like a pantry, when you don't have a light in your closet or pantry and you just like click it and it comes on. That's what I imagine those lights being. What am I trying to say? You can fabricate those lights. Yeah, you can fabricate those lights. And then I put some different chairs around. I put the candles around and all of that. Sorry if you can hear the dogs playing in the background. I feel like in every single video I have to apologize for them. Recently got a new puppy and she loves to play and make a lot of noise. As she's growling right now, hopefully you can't hear her because I can't really make them stop. But anyway, yeah, this teen little hangout is coming together. I put a lot of trash in here, a lot of pizza boxes, and stuff like that. Bottles, empty bottles, just a whole lot of clutter. I'm not exactly sure if those like fizzy drink empty bottles from Debug are going to spoil or not. I kind of hope they don't, because I just like them for like decoration and aesthetic reasons. Same for the pizza boxes. I don't know if they spoil or not. But yeah, that was all for the community space. So that was the default space that I just kind of made into a shipping container yard, and then I put a like teen hangout in one of the shipping containers. So that teen hangout shipping container is the only shipping container that's going to actually be accessible on that community space lot. But I did include 2 dumpsters on that lot and 1 recycle machine. So before you do your first like round of voting, if you put this in your game, you can still go there and use those things. You can dumpster dive and all of that. So now I'm moving on to the very first version of the lot, which it's really not. It's the second. It's the marketplace. So the marketplace is where your Sims can come and sell, S-E-L-L, not S-A-I-L. They can sell anything that they fabricated. This is for this is base game and eco lifestyle only. And it's for eco lifestyle save file, obviously, like I said. So you can come and sell anything that you fabricate here. You can come and sell your juices that you make. You can come and sell the candles that you make. But if you have any other packs, where there's anything, like if you have city living, then you can sell your paintings, because you'll get that little painting thing that you can, that little, I don't know what it's called, that thing that you can hang paintings on to sell. So I didn't place any of those objects here because I could only use base game and eco lifestyle for the save file. But you could, if you have city living, I believe that came with city living, then you can easily place that object and also sell paintings here, or any other like tables or whatever else you can sell things on. But yeah, for eco lifestyle purposes, like I said, you can sell your fizzy drinks here, your candles, your anything you fabricate. So there's a lot of things you can fabricate. If you go into bb.show hidden objects, you can find all of the fabric objects that you can fabricate with this pack. So there's like desk, there's beds, there's rugs, there's lamps, 2 different types of lamps, by the way. There's one that looks like the Pixar lamp, and then there's one more like, I would say it's more like modern-ish type lamp, but it's like made out of repurposed wood. What else? You can fabricate tables, you can fabricate chairs, like you can fabricate couches, love seats, like just like literally any. Daisy, I'm so sorry. She's barking at the cat now. But yeah, you can fabricate almost every furniture object in the game. Period. You can fabricate benches. Eventually those white benches that I put around the tree in the center there, I do swap those out for the eco lifestyle benches, because right now those are base game benches, and I was like, why didn't I use the eco lifestyle ones? But yeah, so my whole like idea around this was like, So in the before you like change any of the lots and anything, the community spaces they're really trashy, and they have these like random buildings on it that are empty, and they might have a bathroom in it. And what happens as the lot changes between each type, community garden, marketplace, or makerspace, they just take that building, fill it with the items that need to be in there. They make the area around it pretty. They add grass and plants and flowers and all of that. And that is the new space, but they kind of keep the same outline of the original buildings. But in my case, since the default lot is a shipping yard, I wanted it to seem like the people that built this just took those shipping containers that were already there. They just took those shipping containers that were already there, cleaned them up, renovated them, whatever you want to call it, and then, put them in random places, or, just set them in random places, and then boom, they created the spots. Sorry if you heard that. I hit my mic on accident. But yeah, it only uses, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 shipping containers. Technically 6 if you count the entrance, because I imagine at the entrance there's these really tall ones, and I imagine that being just they turned like 2 shipping containers on their side, or on their head rather, to where they're standing up vertically. It looks kind of weird with the wallpapers on them, and I don't put any decorations on them or anything, but I did like it, so I kept it, because it just made like a clear entrance to the area. But yeah, so they just kind of repurposed these shipping containers and placed them around, and then made each space. So within each space, the shipping containers don't change. They stay in the same spots, except for in the makerspace. Because with the makerspace, if you saw, I put down those awnings that came with Eco Lifestyle, and they don't really cover much. Like, they have like some kind of covering, but there's still holes in it. So like if it rained, I wouldn't want your candle maker or your fabricator or fizzy machine, I wouldn't want all that getting wet. So for the makerspace, I actually did 6, like a stack of shipping containers, and just made it like an open floor plan kind of situation, so that those objects could actually go inside of something, so they wouldn't mess up when it rained. But yeah, hopefully it looks okay. You'll see it when we get there. But as you can see, I've been doing the bathrooms for quite a minute now. Like I said in my last speed build, I absolutely love overlapping these rugs. I just love how it looks. So there's the 3 shipping containers on the left of this lot, and that's this one, the bathroom. There's an orange one, and then there's a green one. Those 3 never change throughout each lot type. Those 3 never change. So this one stays a bathroom. The orange one I change into like a seating area, because there's a food cart right next to it, so I made that one like a seating area if they want to go grab some food and then go inside and sit down. There are some outside seating areas, but if they want to go inside and sit, they can sit there. And then this green one, I turn into a kids kind of playroom, activity room, whatever you want to call it, because I'm not sure if every single one of them does, but definitely the makerspace requires kids activities. I know the makerspace does for sure, but I'm not sure about the other 2. But like I said, I just made this kids area, and then it just stays here for each lot type. Excuse me. Also, my bigger dog got up and ran off, and he kicked my desk, which has the mic on it. So if you heard that, I do apologize. But yeah, so in here I just made kind of like an L-shaped couch out of these Eco Lifestyle couches. I put that stuffed animal on there, and I thought that was really cute. I gave them 2 doll houses, 3 activity tables, a bookshelf, And I think that's it. Well, the toy box and then these two chairs, but I changed one of them to the really cute chair. Um, Again, really sorry for the animals. She did just scream. Daisy did just scream. She's okay. They just play rough. Um, and then she gets hurt, and then she comes right back for more. So I don't feel sorry for her. um, Again, I'm really, really sorry for all the noise and commotion. Um, I don't, there's no, like, I live in an apartment. I can't kick them out to the backyard or anything, like, so we all just have to deal with it. And I'm really sorry that this is like the fifth or sixth time that I apologize for my animals since the video has started. Um, and I really hope you don't mind, or hopefully it doesn't bother you. Yeah, I'm going to stop talking about it so that we're not thinking about it, because it kind of pisses me off. But, yeah, now I'm just placing some lights around, and yeah, these are base game lights. I tried to just make them look, I didn't want them to look like they were placed randomly. I wanted them to look like, they were put where they're at for a reason. Couldn't really find a good place to put lights under here. So I kind of just left it, and I imagine people wouldn't really be out here selling things at night anyway. Oh, and I did fail to mention this other shipping container right here next to these awnings. This is the marketplace lot type right now, and for this one I chose to make it sorry, I chose to make it like a little stage. And I don't leave it a stage for any of the other ones. It's only a stage for the marketplace. And I felt like that made sense, because if you went to a community garden, there wouldn't be like live entertainment. And if you went to a makerspace, I feel like there wouldn't be like live entertainment. But for a marketplace, I feel like there could be. Like if you were going to, like, I know there's like farmers markets don't have live entertainment, but like if you were going to, like, I don't know, like if you were in New Orleans and you were at I forget what it's called, but like their little marketplace in the French Quarter, like there could be live music playing somewhere. Like I just felt like it made sense. Or not really made sense, but what could work here. In the makerspace. Excuse me. So now this is the little seating area I was talking about. Yeah, that they can just come sit in, like if they get some food at this little food cart that's right there, and they don't want to go and sit outside, they can come sit inside. There's not a whole lot of seating in here. All together you can fit 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Sims in there. 3 on the couch, 1 in the side chair, 4 at one table and 2 at another table, which is plenty. I don't even know if more than 10 Sims come visit a lot at one time. I know you can change the number of how many Sims will generate. But like the more you have, the slower your game can be. So I've always just left it at the default number. But yeah, now as you can see, I've switched over to the community garden lot type. With this one, I just go to town. Like, so the marketplace was definitely the part that took the longest. The community garden and the makerspace didn't take as long because I already had like the blueprint of the place mapped out. But as you can see, for the community garden, I'm turning the shipping container that was a stage, I'm turning it into a greenhouse. I don't really know how greenhouses work in real life. I've only ever been in one when I used to work at a zoo. But for the greenhouse, I only put flowers in the greenhouse, and then the planter boxes that are outside, I put fruits and vegetables. So I don't know if that would make more sense reverse, like have the plants like have the plants and like have the flowers outside and the fruits and vegetables in the greenhouse. I'm not sure. I guess it would really depend on what type of flowers, because like if you because greenhouses, they are meant to keep certain plants at a certain temperature, because that's why greenhouses are always hot. So but I don't really know like specifically what types of plants go in greenhouses. So I guess Daisy. I guess it would just depend on the type. So, but for this lot, like I said, I did put flowers or plants, yeah, flowers in the greenhouse and fruits and vegetables on the outside. Um, so now I'm just putting the bug things around. I saw that there was one of the bug things that looked like a kid decorated it. So that gave me an idea of doing a kid's garden. And I do a small one off in the corner with with some monkey bars. So as you can see, all of a sudden there's plants everywhere, and that's because the best advice I can give you for putting plants down in a build instead of building something, going into live mode or live mode, whatever you call it, planting plants, waiting for them to grow, and all of that. What I do, I go on the gallery and I just search summer plants, vegetables, crops. You just search whatever words you think will help you find what you're looking for. You can even type in specifically what you want, like apples and pineapples. And people have uploaded rooms to the gallery with already grown plants in them. And then you just have to find a place on your lot where you can place those rooms without it messing up anything you've already built, and then put the plants down and then click the room again and delete the room. So that's how I got all the plants in here that's how I got all the plants in here while I was building without going into live mode first. And I'm sorry I didn't include that in the footage. It's already a long video as it is. And it would have been pretty boring to watch me go back and forth into the gallery looking for plants and stuff. But yeah, I want to go ahead and say something about the screenshots really quickly. They're not going to roll just yet. But in this save file, Port Promise is still industrial. So in the screenshots, it's not going to be as bright because there's smog in the air and you can't see the sun as well. So I'm sorry about that if the screenshots aren't as pretty as what you see on your screen right now. I was kind of upset about it too, but my Let's Play is in this save file, so I didn't want to change it and then it mess up my Let's Play. Even though my Let's Play is in Conifer Station and this is in Port Promise. And Conifer Station, I think by default is neutral. It's either neutral or green. But anyway, now I'm kind of working on the things underneath this awning. I put this flower arranging table that's not an actual object, and I really, really wish it was. It really bothers me that it's not, because it's so pretty. If someone will mod that, and if someone mods that and makes it like an actual flower arranging table, I will probably find a place for that in every single build because it's such a pretty object. I mean, I love it for decorating too, but it needs to be usable. So over here, I'm just putting like a community like dining area, which I thought was really nice. I figured the community garden would be the place where people would go and just like chill, because there's only so much you have to do in the garden. You can go harvest them, you can go plant something, you can go water something, but when you're done, like, what are you there to do? So I figured this would be the place where people would come to just be with their community and have a good time and chill out and all that good stuff. Maybe I should have put a grill so that they could grill and actually have real food. Or they can just eat the vegetables and fruits that they're growing. I don't know why they would need a big old dining table for that, but they could. But right now I am about to kind of stock this table with a whole bunch of fruits and vegetables. I figured people wouldn't buy these. It would just be sitting here for people to eat, because like, okay, you have this community garden and you're growing all these plants. I mean, you're growing all these fruits and vegetables. What are we going to do with the fruits and vegetables when they're ready to be harvested? We don't want to sell them, because who gets the money? You know, it's a community garden. We're working together as a community to grow these things. So I figured this community takes what they've grown and they just come over here and sit it out, and then you're free to have what you want. I don't know why I left all this footage in here, but now I'm just pulling out a crap ton of fruits and vegetables, and then I pop out the OMSP shelf, which I finally downloaded. It's been a long time coming, and I've literally have told myself for every build I've done for the past 4 or 5 speed builds, I'm like, okay, for my next one, I'm downloading that shelf, and then I start building it and I forget to download the shelf. So for this one, like for this build, I literally went to go do this, remembered I didn't download the shelf. I closed the game and I went and downloaded it because I just had to for what I'm about to do. It looks really tedious, and it looks like it would have taken a long time, but it really didn't take that long. It may have taken longer to pull all the fruits out, because you have to get the fruits out of debug, and you can't shift click them. So when I say shift click, I mean you can't, if you hold, like on regular objects that are in the build and buy menu, you can hold shift and place one, and it'll regenerate another one. It'll just keep copying it. But with debug objects, you can't do that. So with every fruit, I had to keep clicking it in the debug menu and dragging it out. Click, drag, click, drag, click, drag back and forth. That probably took longer than actually me placing them. Why? Because I had the OMSP shelf and it was a dream. So what the best I can, if you want me to do an OMSP shelf tutorial in the future, I can, because just in the YouTube videos that I watch, a lot of people have questions about it, and other simmers will always say they'll do a tutorial. So if you want me to do one, I can, but I'll just say one thing. Like, you see that before I started placing them, I had some fruits and vegetables already on here. That's because the best way to use the OMSP shelf is to fill up all the slots that are already on the table or shelf as it is, and then go and alt place what you want there. Because if there's a slot available and you go and try to alt place something on the table, it's just gonna snap to the slot. So the best way to do it is to fill all the slots first, and then go and alt place what you want there. So what I did is I just placed different fruits and vegetables on the table, and then used that as a guide to where I was gonna place my fruits and vegetables. So there's apples on this table, there's lemons, there's strawberries, there's bananas, there's onions, there's yellow bell peppers, there's carrots, and there's tomatoes. So I know there sorry, I know there's an apple tree, I know there's a lemon tree, I know there's a banana tree, or technically in The Sims they're called plantains. I'm not sure if there's a strawberry bush. So having the strawberries might not make sense, because I'm not sure if there's a strawberry bush. I'm not sure if there's carrots either. There's not tomatoes anywhere. I did look for tomatoes in the gallery, and there are some rooms on the galleries with tomatoes in them. But I was building, I believe, in spring, and they were out of season. So they didn't. No, I was building in fall, technically. Yeah, I was building in fall. Like this save is in fall right now. So I was building in fall. So the tomatoes weren't in season, so I didn't place any. So yeah, I don't think there's any bell peppers growing anywhere or carrots, but it's whatever. It's The Sims. But now I'm just going around adding terrain paint. As we all know, terrain paint just kind of brings everything to life. I really enjoyed using this grass everywhere in this build, um, just to kind of fill spots and just make certain spots look like overgrown. But now, you probably couldn't tell, but I have now switched over to the Makerspace. So this is what I was talking about, how I did stacked shipping containers. Because at first I was just going to have it be like these three that they connected. But I didn't like how flat it looked. So I ended up putting three more on top of these. And then giving them like a glass roof at the top. To like a pointy one to kind of pay homage to the building that was already here, because it was like, excuse me, it wasn't a shipping container building, but it was like this open air building, and then it had a glass roof made out of like three different roof pieces, and they came to like a triangle point. So that's kind of where I got the idea to do this. I don't hate it, but I'm not like 100% like, yes, this is the best thing I could have done. It's just, like I said, I didn't want to use those awnings because I felt like they wouldn't protect the equipment as good as well as actually having a roof. So that's what I'm working on now. Eventually I'm gonna get there. I go with two instead of one, just because I didn't like how one looked. Yeah, I think, oh my goodness. Wow, I just yawned during the voiceover. That's literally never happened before. But I literally have like 2 minutes left of this voiceover, so yeah, you just got to hear me yawn. But yeah, so I just kind of make it like they connected these 6 shipping containers, and I try to emulate that with the steel beams that came with ecolifestyle, just to make it look like it has some, what's the word, some foundation, like, you know, they're staying together because, you know, they have some foundation to stay together. I probably should have put some more pillars like in the corners or something, just to make it look a little more sturdy, I guess could be the word I'm looking for. But yeah, and then I was like, well, I want it to look as much like the other lot types as well. So I did want to bring the awnings back, and then I just kept the Daisy. Sorry, she's barking. I just kept the, what are they called? Picnic tables from the Makerspace and put them under the awnings. But as you can see, the screenshots are rolling, and I'm gonna go ahead and go because Daisy's making a lot of noise and I've been talking for a very long time. So I will see you all in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will always respond to your comments. Bye!